Hi guys, this video is a response to a viewer email that I received. Remember that you can always send your questions to starlet with anncalzada@gmail.com. So thank you. And the question is, are you a medium? Rachel. Well, Rachel, thank you for asking. Thank you for taking the time to ask me a question. And no, actually, I am not a medium. A medium is a person that communicates with the dead, as far as I know, and I do not communicate with the dead. I will say, however, that I am an active psychic, and when I was a child, I did communicate with my dead grandfather, but he was my grandfather, and that was my family, and he had a message for me, but I do not actively seek out communicating with the dead. That is not something that I practice. I am a psychic, and I have been a psychic my whole life, and I do use those psychic abilities, and that is, clairvoyance and claircognizance and, clairsentience and clairaudience, hearing things, seeing things, feeling things, sometimes predicting things in dreams. I use my psychic abilities and my intuition for helping others with their health and healing. And, now, I've always been a spiritual person, but I always try to just stay very clean and clear with my spirituality. In other words, I've never practiced it with a Ouija board or touched it. When I was a little kid in Florida, I had friends that wanted to do the Ouija board, and I didn't participate. I just wasn't interested. I was just like, yeah, no. Like, I already know what it's like to talk to spirits and know what it's like to talk to, energy and be psychic and see things. Like, that wasn't for me. So I've never done stuff like that. And, honestly, I'm 55, and it's only been until, this past year, 2 years, really, that I started reading tarot cards for people. Someone asked me for a reading, so I did, and, it was really helpful for them. And I realized, being a psychic, I can use my intuitive skills and abilities to help people like that. Not necessarily like to predict their future, like you need to do this on this day at this time, and this is what's going to happen. I'm smart enough to know that we all have free will on earth. Everybody, that's the whole point. Or one of the points. But, yeah, so I've just always, believed in God and always believed in Jesus Christ and the angels. And I've always just been, a metaphysical, spiritual person. So, people ask me, and I'm a spiritualist, a spiritual person. I'm a Pisces, it rules the 12th house of spirit, of God, of dreams and intuition. It's just something you feel or you do not feel. It's like, so yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm not a medium, but I am a psychic. So if you need help, with anything or finding things, I have found things for people. People have contacted me and asked me to search for things that were missing for them or to find information for them, and I've been able to do that. So if you need assistance, let me know if you would like a reading. And I do all different kinds of readings, energy clearings, and, all of that. So if you need help, you have questions, let me know. And thank you for listening and watching and supporting me. I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. And, many blessings. Blessed be. And thank you for being here. I'll see you soon.